I'm gonna take a sip of pop. I don't think we're running late, are we?
A couple minutes.
Okay. Whenever you're ready to go live, just let me know. I sound so healthy.
Alright, I think we're ready to go.
Okay.
Oh, I totally forgot to mute us while we had music going. Lol. Okay, well, hi. We're live on the
You're doing
internet
great
now.
today, are you?
Yeah, I'm doing so good.
So
I
what the
forgot
thing
a step. That's fine.
is I will watch her walk across here with me staring her down to get on top of this wonderful antique sewing machine that I have back here.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a bag of scraps because I'm sorting out my worsted scraps, hence why I was like, I'm overwhelmed by the volume of worsted scraps I've got going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would watch her, like, turned and looked at her while she pulled a ball out, looked at me, got down off the table, and walked out.
With the ball, or just pull a ball out and leave?
Oh no, with the ball.
With the ball. Okay.
And then she'd be back and she'd repeat the process. She was
Okay.
stacking them
Where?
on the coffee
Why?
table.
Why?
I don't know.
She wants you to cast something on, I guess. Here, you
She was
want to
very...
wind this.
Or she wanted the bag and she just decided that's where the balls of yarn had to go. Because normally, she's not wrong, I sort the balls of yarn on the coffee table. It's the biggest flat space in my apartment. I don't have a dining room table, right? Like it's just the cedar chest. So normally I pull it all out and I pull it all on there and I sort it there, but I've been sorting in smaller batches. So I've been doing it here in the office. That was apparently the mistake. Uh,
I mean, yarn goes on the coffee table, I guess.
Anybody want a tiny dictator? She's very cute when she sleeps, but when she's conscious, it's a problem. It's a problem, people. You heard me talking about you? Is that why you came?
All right. Hello, everybody in chat. Also, Lynn, Sherry, Jen, Jude. I have said these names. Liz. I haven't said Liz yet. Karen. Nikki. Okay. Hi. I think I've said hi to everybody now. There's like
just
a
occurs
whole
to me.
column of chat messages. People were having a chat without us.
I was editing my first installment of State of the Whip, and I filmed mine all at once, right? Like why I just broke it into two
Yeah,
parts and
same,
have
yeah.
one video, right? I'm wearing the same outfit I'm wearing today. Cool. Okay, great. I might need to get some more outfits into my wardrobe. I'm repeating a lot right now. All right, we're gonna do a podcast. I don't know what number we are.
We're 297.
297. Suppose we should get the party started then, shall we?
We
It's a
probably should. Oh, and Sally's in chat.
Sunday.
Hello.
Hello, 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 hello.
Oh, Liz
Hello,
has
everybody.
2 cats and a dog. That's gotta be fun.
One is enough trouble for me. I don't require additional assistance. I don't. You're enough of a nuisance. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? All right. Ow! Claws! Get him out. Get him out. We need an Auntie Aaron to come visit and trim your claws. Desperately. Guys, welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We're two friends in fiber who knit, craft, crochet, and talk everything in between. Get out of my face. You're stuck, aren't you? I'm told it's episode 297, and Phaedra's here, so heavens only knows what's going to happen. I have no idea. We don't make show notes. It's December. We're live. Things happen. It's life.
We're doing things. We're doing stuff.
You're not going to help my sniffles any.
Sherry says it could be worse. You could have my cat.
No. Well, I don't have curtains to climb or baby fences to like crawl around. Like there's none of the stuff that he traditionally gets into trouble with. So I don't know what trouble he would. What did I just say about claws? What trouble he would get into? But I suspect there would be some sort of trouble. I fed you. You don't need anything right now.
I need to consult a pattern for the thing that I'm
You need to consult a pattern.
I need to consult a pattern. I might
But we're
make a
live.
tiny modification to the pattern I'm knitting.
But we're live. We should
I
talk
know we're
about
live.
knitting and what's in our cup and stuff that we're working on.
Yeah, okay, well, let's start with what's in our cup. I don't know what all the sections are going to be today, but what's in our cup is always the first one.
What did I just say about your claws, ma'am? When I put the cat down, I have coffee. Toots decaf, nothing fancy.
I do not have coffee. I have eggnog. And by eggnog, I mean 50-50 eggnog and milk. Except I was trying to open the milk carton and it was not happening today. Like, sometimes the milk carton just doesn't want to open.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've got like a dribble spout where it like comes out mostly fine, but then there's like a little dribble further back on the spout because I utterly destroyed it trying to get it open.
Did you do to the milk carton?
We had an argument and I won, but there are scars.
Okay. Why would you only have half eggnog, half milk? Like, what's the reasoning behind that?
Because straight eggnog is just too sweet. It's just too much.
You are such a featherweight.
You have to cut the eggnog with something, and traditionally it's alcohol, but I wasn't feeling the alcohol this early in the day. Or at least not that much alcohol early in the day, so this makes it drinkable.
All right. What do you want, Phaedra?
There, Sherry drinks it or dilutes it too, so there.
Sherry thinks sriracha is too hot to have in food and finds pepper too spicy some days. She is not the person to hide behind on this.
Oh, fine.
There is nothing wrong with that. I ought to also find sriracha too much most days. Beeping in my ear. I forgot to turn off notifications on Discord. Oh, cat hair everywhere.
Well, the pattern doesn't call for ribbing at this point, but I think I might do ribbing.
I don't know what pattern you're working on. I have 1 item, 2 items, 3 item, 4 items. I have 4 items.
I also have 4 items, and one of them is a finish.
Good, then you can go first.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about the thing that I'm working on right now that I'm trying to decide. We can get chat to help me decide.
That's what I was hoping you were going to pick.
We'll do the finish after. So I'm working on my brother's cat's sweater.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point, I'm precisely at the point right now where it says to bind off under the stomach, and then the cape part goes across the top.
Okay.
But I'm wondering, should I add ribbing across the bottom, or is that a bad idea? This is my conundrum of the moment.
Just bind off.
Instead of binding off
just
right now,
bind
do I
off.
knit?
Just bind off.
Bind
just
off?
bind off.
Okay.
Yes. Because just bind off. And trust Jocelyn that she understands the anatomy of boy cats very well. Just bind off.
Okay.
They're not precise. They're not precise. This is why the sweater stops shortly after the shoulders.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Bind off and cape as per pattern.
Yes.
All right.
There's a reason why it is done that way for pets. Also,
all right.
he will go to clean himself, and if there's ribbing too close to it, he will clean the ribbing and himself, which then he's eating acrylic yarn.
It's not ideal, yeah.
No.
I have to make so certain that I weave in my ends and trim them really close.
Yes, you do.
This cat eats strings. I can't make mice with tails for this cat because he just eats the tails.
He eats the string. Yeah. Yeah, no, knowing Gilbert's personality traits thus far in his short cat life. No. And knowing boy cats, I'm cracking open my snacks, guys. I made candied walnuts. Candied walnuts.
Apparently you can cut eggnog with Coke. I've never considered this, but I want to try it now.
I don't cut eggnog. I just drink it.
Well, it's pretty 50-50 between people who drink eggnog and people who are like, ooh, eggnog. Which, that's fine.
Eggnog is one of those things. You either like it or you don't. Hard line. I have never met somebody who's like, nah. I mean, I'll have it if it's around, but I won't go looking for it. And no, I don't count the mysterious Mr. B because that's what he says with 95% of all food on the planet.
Well, yes.
But I'm pretty sure he just eats because he understands if he doesn't eat, he doesn't live. As far as I can tell.
That's possibly true, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I cannot stop sneezing today. I don't know what has set my allergies off. Well, it's not true. I know what set my allergies off. I dusted yesterday. Like, I hardcore dusted yesterday.
We cleaned out our second bedroom in the basement.
Well,
Dusty.
uh-huh,
Musty.
uh-huh.
Teensy bit moldy.
That's gonna need a serious airing out.
Oh, we got a serious airing out. We also discovered that the window in that room doesn't have a screen on it, and it's at ground level, and it's right at that time of the year where the mites are trying to come in. So, like, we can't even have the window open, really. Like, we
Yep.
did for a bit while we were in there, but then we had to close it. Like, okay, well, I guess we bring the air purifier down here and turn on a fan.
Uh-huh.
So that's been going since yesterday, so I'll go inspect that later. But we got it
Yep.
clean.
Well, that's good. And you got your lease agreement from your landlord yesterday, yes? That's what you were waiting on,
We
weren't you?
yes, we signed the lease. We have the house for another year. We are
Good.
not going to be homeless because we can't buy a house.
Well,
Watch us find a house in like week 3 of January.
yeah, which, not unshocking, but whatever. You sublet. That's what everybody does.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, whatever house, the sort of houses we're looking at too are the kind that are going to be like, this floor is from the 80s. It needs to go.
Oh, yeah, and if you've got several months where you could do the renovations before you move in, that's going to make
Yeah.
your life way easier.
Yeah.
Way easier. And also let you change to your new address, which forces you to go check and inspect on your house all the time and prep and set up and do stuff. But it allows you to be in your old address long enough to catch all the things you forgot to change your mailing address for.
Yes.
Because you will forget something. I forgot the vet. They finally phoned me to tell me my cat was behind and needed to book her appointment, and they'd sent mail and had come back. I was like, oh, God. Like, I moved. I forgot you guys this time. They laughed. Like, you forget it. Everybody forgets what you forget at least one spot space where you're like, I did not update my mailing address with these people.
When I moved out to Waterloo, we had been given the wrong postal code for our address.
Oh, I'm sure that helped.
That's because the building where I used to live, there was building A, building B,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
then there was like the admin and like community space building that was closed the entire time we were there because pandemic.
Mhm.
But each building had the same street address, but a different postal code. Try to get that right on Google and get mail delivery to happen properly.
Nope.
Yeah, so I set up mail forwarding, but with the wrong postal code, a lot of it went to our neighbor with the same apartment in the other building. It was a kerfuffle. Fortunately, I don't get a lot of mail.
I get a lot of mail. Goodness gracious. I suppose I should go first, hey? Or I should go do my first thing.
Karen was saying eggnog and Coke sounds cursed, or it's the best thing in the world.
It's going to go one of two
cursed
ways.
or it's the best thing in the world, yeah.
It's either going to be glorious or you're going to have regrets.
Regrets, yeah.
There's no way to tell till you try it.
I should mention
record
what the pattern is.
Live. You should.
The pattern that I'm using is the... Hang on, sorry. It's the Perfect Fit Top-Down Dog Sweater Pattern Generator by Jess Lane on Ravelry. And then I'm doing it out of Impeccable. Loops and Threads Impeccable in gold, which is worsted weight acrylic. There we go. Got that all out.
Got that?
What page was I on?
At least it's a scratch and post. Well, we're live today. I'm working on more of my front panel because I really want to get my front panel done. And I've decided, given the amount of yardage that we pulled for this, because I went with like a size larger so that I can make it longer. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to commit to a full 30-inch back, which means this thing's going to hang below my keister. Yes, which is what I
Ooh.
wanted. So I am not done. I held it up, and to have it below my keister, I'm at armpit length right now. So I need another 5 or 6 inches. So I'm going to keep
Well, it's
working on that
crochet
while we
though.
record.
That'll just zoom.
Oh yeah, it'll zoom. It should zoom pretty quickly for me, which is good because I really should be on my back panel. I should be almost on my back panel at this point. I have been putting this project off for way too long.
I know, right? It's supposed to
Way
be done
too
in like
long.
10 days.
I'm using, yeah, it is. Do you remember that, Diana? 10 days.
I'm aware, in fact.
Yep, yep. You wanted
Mm-hmm.
less whips in your life. I'm using my
I'm working on it.
two piece hooking coffee hook with my boba beads. It is my 5 millimeter hook, which is what I needed to get gauge for this pattern. I am, yes. I won't get it for like every single crochet hook I ever need because no, but I have one in this size, and then I have the Halloween one they sent me. And I'll probably take a look at in the new year or next year or two at getting a couple more ergonomic ones, like the sizes I use the most often.
Yeah,
Because oh, my hands feel so nice,
they're
so
nice.
nice,
They're nice. I'm
so
excited to
nice.
get back to
Oh,
crochet and using that
oh,
hook.
just so exciting. Just scratching out a scratch post, so I keep looking to see, make sure it's the scratch post. So that is what I'm working on while we record, guys. Two-piece hooking. Oh, feels so good. And when I put my finger out to see where it's going on, I rest it on the bobble on the top.
Yep,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
nice. I like them.
so good. It's so
And they're
good.
cute. Oh, then there goes
So
Phaedra doing some parkour.
I can see you, monster. Phaedra, Phaedra.
I'm waiting for her to just knock something off out of spite. Scratching posts reminded me, I discovered yesterday when we were cleaning out the room, the back of the door of that room, carpet. I
Yeah,
had to
it's a
vacuum the back of a door.
yeah. That's a thing. Really, you don't belong there, Phaedra. This is why I paged Aaron in a panic for zip ties, people. There are some fights a cat owner has to acknowledge they're going to lose. Cats being on high places is one of them. It's just a fight you cannot win. Fine, if that collapses on you, it's your own damn fault. I've done the best I can, cat. So that's fine. My waffle stitch cardigan, the four cardigan by K Crochet with Carrie, is being made out of some gray heather from Brings and Little, and we need more Brings and Little in our life next year.
I agree.
I'm thinking that cabled skirt pattern, that cabled knitted skirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yes, with some Brings and Little.
Yes.
Go a lighter weight and hold it with a pure, like with a straight up strand of like nylon. So you get a little bit of marled going in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
And like this in the same color, slightly different tone as the skirt itself, so that you've got that structure from the nylon, but you get all that woolly. Because brings a little single strand, guys, for the most part. The thinner weight yarns are single strand. This is a twisted strand, so I don't remember what that weight of yarn is called for that skirt pattern. Like if it calls for like a worsted weight, it'll be fine. But if it calls for like a sport or a fingering, it for brings a little that they're single strand stuff. So that I would want to hold with a nylon or with another yarn to help give it some structure. That and I don't want my skirt to stretch out. Not that I'm even
Mm-hmm.
contemplating making a knitted skirt. 5 years ago, if you told me I was going to contemplate making a knitted cabled skirt, I would have looked like at you like you were out of your mind. I just want to get out of this chair and go fetch that cat. She really needs to learn that lesson on her own. Could you get down from there?
No, that is the look of, no, mother, make me.
Uh-huh. I give up. I'm gonna eat candied walnuts. That's my first thing.
Um, Catching up on
There's no recipe
chat.
for the candied walnuts, guys. It's from a granny. It's a cup of packed brown sugar, a cup of water, walnuts, in a saute pan on the stovetop. Mix the water and sugar till the sugar is dissolved. Add walnuts. Heat it up to a medium heat, and then just keep stirring till all the water's gone. And then immediately take off the heat and spread out on a waxed baking sheet. Let cool. Eat. I never let it cool. I always start eating it beforehand, and then I always burn my fingers. What are you doing?
Being a nuisance.
Ma'am.
Oh, Susanna got my Christmas card. That's great. Yes, Sherry, like the actual door, like the back vertical, the back of the door is carpet.
I've seen it. I've seen those, yeah.
Very similar to the carpet that's on the floor. I think it is floor carpet just on the door. I had to vacuum the door.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. I've seen that used as a cat scratching post for several
well,
homes.
it's already a little bit scratched up, so I'm like, when they're here, I'm like, if the cat wants to go to town on the door, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be what it's for.
Catherine says Phaedra wants to be in the video, but not in your arms.
Apparently. I don't know what she's doing back there.
Being very entertaining. Well, Susanna's asking what a BitLocker is. I'm not the best person to answer that, but I think basically it's some kind of encryption?
I have no idea.
BitLocker. I should know this. I don't know this. I would have to Google it. I can't remember if it's encryption or if it's like a thing. Well, it is some kind of encryption, but I can't remember if that's the thing that you use on your own stuff to keep it safe, or if it's the thing that hackers come in and be like, we've encrypted your computer, pay us Bitcoin to unlock it.
I was reading some postdoctoral work by a friend on rape and romance and medieval culture.
I pretend I know things about security because I work in it.
That's fair.
Oops, punch.
She stares at walls, guys.
Oh, there's something very exciting about your wall today. Or she's just doing some boudoir poses for us.
Probably boudoir poses for us. Sometimes she gets on top of her cat tree and then she catwalk calls up to the ceiling. I don't know what she's chasing. Stop it! Now people are going to understand why there's some people put carpet on their doors. I will throw something at you if you insist on being a nuisance.
Amazing.
I don't know.
I suppose I should talk about another item.
You're up again. Oh, I wish I'd stop sniffling.
I have a finish.
Okay. Which is good. You've got a lot of Christmas presents to get through.
Not too many. I only had like 3 specific requests, but the socks aren't happening before Christmas. They're just not. Anyway, my mom requested a cozy hat. So this is a whole ball of Loops and Threads Charisma tweed with a giant pom-pom. Also Loops and Threads, I believe. And it matches the tweed. So this is done, ends woven and trimmed. It's washed and blocked. I sewed a button on the inside and attached the pom-pom to it. So this is done, ready to get wrapped up for Christmas. And it's so cute. It came out so cute. I want one.
Nothing's stopping you from making one.
Absolutely nothing. I even have more of this yarn. Oh dear. Okay. Well, I might be making myself one of these. I just need another pom-pom.
Christmas Day cast on?
Maybe. When I was going through my whips, I discovered that I have the Diana socks and I have like a sock and a bit, and I'm like, what if I just pick up the Diana sock and my gift to myself is Your cat is so distracting. What if my gift to myself
It was there
is a
the
pair
first
of
time you
finished
walked
socks?
over. It's not like it's magically appeared.
Well, it's highly suspect now. Pum 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 pum.
Oh, lordy.
Pom 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 pom.
Yeah, you keep doing that, weirdo.
I'm sure that's great for the pom pom.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my camera
Things and
decided to
stuff.
stop focusing on me. It's like, psh, pom pom, whatever.
Pom pom. We don't care about pom poms here. Oops, I
Karen
can't
says, I
show
cast on
you.
Diana Socks yesterday. We can race. You know, you
We can
might still win.
erase. Yeah,
Might
Karen
still
might.
win.
Karen might. All right. I will see your FO and I will raise you an FO.
Hey! Hats! 'Tis the season.
The niece's boyfriend is getting into hunting, but he doesn't, like most 17-year-old boys, doesn't actually have outside winter gear. So, one very quick, bulky weight black hat because you wear the safety colored vests while you're out hunting. So, I have not woven in the ends, but let's be honest. I don't weave in ends till I'm wrapping. So I literally sit down, put everything in boxes. Once everything's in the boxes, I will weave in ends and wrap boxes one at a time. So a hat done. This is literally two strands of impeccable worsted in black held together to get to the bulky weight. And it's literally Diana's hat with two extra stitches because he's got a larger head than your mom. And one by one rib all the way up.
Yep.
Cinched in, no pom pom because I don't do pom poms.
That's fair.
I don't care if he's a
Also, I
boy
don't
or a
think you'd
girl.
probably want pom poms if you're
Not for
hunting.
hunting toque. Not for hunting toque. It's not the right place for a pom pom.
No, that doesn't seem like a pom pom situation.
That is not a pom pom situation. So there we go.
Oh yeah. So the pattern, such as it is, this was 52 stitches, bulky weight, one by one rib all the way up. No decreases. Just pull your yarn through and cinch it
Center
closed.
closed.
It's real easy. It's a one by one tube.
It is a one by one tube. Did you ever cast on your hot tub
Oh,
or
my
your
huge tube.
hudge? Your huge
My
tube.
huge tube. No, that's gonna be a later thing. I'll
I'm
cast
looking
on a
forward to
huge
that.
tube at some point.
I'm looking forward to that. I
I
think
am
that'll be
too.
great fun.
It's gonna be a great huge tube.
She's settled into her cat tree. Guys might be able to see her just to the top of the screen there.
Not quite. We saw her crawl out of the frame.
We've settled into our
Okay,
circle
this
at the
is
top.
confirmed toasty.
Confirmed toasty.
I have confirmed the toastiness of the hat is sufficiently toasty.
I'm regretting not leaving my window open for this, but I'm worried about outside noise being relevant in the soundscapes. And there's been a lot of gas station drama this week.
Ooh.
The last thing we need is those people's languages on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's probably a little too much drama for what we're doing.
Yes, yes, it is. All right. I did my black hat, so you're up.
Guess so. Okay. Well, briefly then, because I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing about it, I have a vanilla Mr. Diana sock. This sock came out in the world and went knitting with me.
That's nice.
Because
It needs to be done.
I had a convocation to go to, so I went and sat and knit a little bit. I knit a little bit, not a lot. So, once more with feeling. Fireweed Fiber Co. Vanilla sock pattern. Red Winged Blackbird. Bless you. Wait, there we go. There's better colors. So this'll get done eventually. We're all tired of hearing about it. I'm gonna put it away now. Karen says, a really bright pom-pom would look cool on that black hat, but not when you're hunting.
Not when you're hunting. That is the wrong situation for a pom pom. Watch, we'll be done this and I'll stop sneezing.
Oh yeah, you're just allergic to the podcast. I know.
Apparently. Oh gosh, I hope I don't do this all day. It'll make gaming tonight with Mr. B a pain in the keister. Pain in the keister, people. All right. Ooh, I guess I can show the other thing that's gonna go with that. Hat.
Ooh, I just heard Mr. Diana's phone ring. $5 says it's mother-in-law.
I'm not
Because we're
gonna take that bet
podcasting.
because you're gonna win. I know better. I pulled out some oldie but goodies, my US 8mm DPNs, 9mm DPNs. They're either 8 or 9. I put them in the size thingy yesterday and I've already forgotten. I'm just using 3 of the 5 from my set because I'm not a huge DPN fan. I'm making a pair of lightning fast mittens to go with the black toque. So the first time I made the lightning fast mittens was because Diana had very kindly bought me some very, very pretty purple pink yarn to make a pair of lightning fast mittens with, so bulky weight yarn, which then the brothers immediately referred to as meat mittens because it looked like slightly off colored meat. Uh, which those meat
Right, the
never the
meat
mittens
mittens and the
the
coleslaw hat or something,
and the
right?
and the
It was the
coleslaw
meat
hat.
mittens and the
Yeah,
coleslaw
the
hat.
coleslaw hat. So I'm making a pair of black mittens. I went up from the lightning fast mitten sizes doing the math. It's a free pattern, so I don't mind doing the math. To have a larger size than its largest size, since the boy I am making this for has almost a 9-inch palm hand circumference. He's not a small dude, he's a big dude. So I had to increase the number of stitches in both the wrist and to make sure I have enough stitches for the palm. So, having done that, I'm almost on the cuff. The pattern says only like 2.5 inches for a cuff, but that's always such a short cuff. So I'm going to do a full 3-inch ribbed cuff because really, you really don't want snow up your coat. You really don't
No.
want snow up your coat, and you don't want that exposed line of skin from a too short cuff. It's just wrong. It's just
Mm-hmm.
wrong. So I have to keep doing one by one ribbing till I have 3 inches, which I won't do while we're live because these DPNs make a heck of a noise
Mm.
when they clink together. So they are not good for when we are doing podcasting, but they are good. So in theory, I have a pair of mittens done this week. I mean, the pattern says lightning fast. It is a bulky weight on an 8 or 9mm.
They should go zoom. In theory.
I mean, it probably will go zoom once I'm past the ribbing, because we all know me and ribbing. Again, I'm just using scrap acrylic impeccable yarn because, again, he's 17. He's 17 and this is his first Christmas with the family, so I'm not making him anything big, but I will make him small useful things, so that's fine.
Oh, Cher's asking super bulky or bulky?
Bulky. Just the bulky I'm using. You were totally right, it's so his mom.
Yeah.
I hear your husband, he's like me, he projects. What
It's
am
a
I doing?
frequency that travels through the walls very easily.
Yes, it does. That's fine. I don't it's not like it's not being mean about it, it's just how his voice works. Mine is the same way. It's fine. I know he probably hears me just fine if I'm on speakers at any point anywhere in your house too, because my voice projects.
I don't know, I always have you on headphones.
It's probably best to always have me on headphones. Ugh, God, Mom was saying last week she was watching us on the big screen TV at home. Ugh.
Ooh,
Like,
I don't know
why?
if we're big screen TV material.
Why would you do that to me? My head would have been so large. I know she might be watching me now live too, so my head again might be very large.
I
I
find that
don't
an
know.
extremely intimidating concept for some reason, watching us on a big screen TV.
Why would you want to do that? There's some things that should be watched on big screen TVs. The Legend of Vox Machina Season 2 is one of those things.
I don't know if we're one of those things, but you know, sure.
Sure. Whatever makes mommy happy, it's fine. So there we go. That's my third thing.
I guess I should talk about my fourth thing. Okay, so I'm trying to read chat and like knit and like I'm like, oh, my toast is still here. I should probably eat that. Okay, so the other thing that I worked on a little bit The mystery knit along. Yeah, I knit along. I did 3 days. And then came to the
Hey.
conclusion that I don't have time for this right now. Which, like, I knew going in. But I made it 3 whole days. Yay. I also had the realization that I want more of the pretty colors in each section. And so I think since I'm only on day 3, I might just pull it back to day 1 and then use the whole mini.
Oh, yeah. I
Cause
mean, you could use as much, you could use all your mini or just use part of your mini, depending on how like big you wanted it to be. I used, I had at least 2 inches, if not a little over 2 inches in each section for each day.
yeah, because I did
So I
the
was
math
using
if
a
all this.
good 3/4 of my minis, but I would stop mid repeat of something if I'd reached that 2 inch and a little bit marker, and I would call it done and move on to my main color stripe. But that's because I wanted the longer shawl, right?
Yeah, well, I did the math. If things were averaging out to be about this width, I did the math and I'm like, this is going to be really short, and that's going to bother me. So like, I'll pull it back. I'll make the sections bigger.
You'll be happier.
It's Yeah, I will be happier. Yeah, because these
It's
colors, I resumed opening all the colors because I hadn't been opening the advent calendar because I'm like, no, that's my motivation to keep up, and then I decided I wasn't going to keep up. So now I've been opening all the days and I'm like, oh, these colors are so pretty. I need to use,
Mhm.
more than an inch of this color. So
I definitely used 2 inches and some per color section.
we're gonna have bigger sections at a later date.
Welcome to
And
State of the Whip 2023 when she pulls that out of a bin.
oh, absolutely, along with the King's Flame.
Uh-huh.
So
Which
if
I
anybody
will then
else would
make fun
like,
of you for.
oh, absolutely. If anybody else would like the pretty yarn, this is Fireweed Fiber Co.'s advent calendar this year. And the pattern is Jocelyn's MCal. It's the Rebel MCal. The Rebel MCal. I remember the name of your pattern that you've
That's
been
good.
working so hard on and talking about for months. I remember important things like that.
Imagine I knit that while sick and going to and from Edmonton around everything else.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of dedication. I'm sorry.
It consumed a very large portion of my life for a while. I'm not sure I will ever do another Mystery Knit Along. I'm not sure I have the time to dedicate to another one.
Maybe like if you want to do one for an advent calendar next year, just like start now, a whole year in advance.
Full year in advance. No, I have other designs I want to get out and get working on, so there are other things in the pipes. Or in the pipeline, as it were. All right. I can't show my fourth thing that I've been working on, and it's not because I don't want to, and it's not because it's a secret. It's a scrappy hat out of the leftover minis I had from the advent calendar. But because I didn't keep them in order, I don't know if the colors that I have worked in so far are ones that people have opened yet.
And it might be huge spoilers.
It might be huge spoilers. So there is a scrappy hat. I'm just making it for fun to go with the shawl because I just have leftovers and I want to use them up. I just don't because I once I was done, I had like little balls, right?
Yeah.
I just stuck them all in a bag. So they're not organized. So I don't know which belongs to what days. And I'm picking at random. Like I'm putting my hand in the bag and just picking a ball at random to work on. So I really I don't know. I don't know. And I don't want to spoil any color for anybody. So I'm working on a hat. You guys will probably see it after Christmas because I don't want to spoil that advent because they are gorgeous colors. Gorgeous
Mm-hmm.
colors. They're so pretty. They're so pretty.
Every
Oh,
few
so
days
good.
I open one, I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. And then like 3 days later, oh, no, this one's my favorite. And a couple days later, oh, no, this one is my favorite.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard not to call Aaron and go, did you perchance write down how you made this mini color? So I'd really like some both gains of this one. I haven't. I have refrained. I have some stuff coming to me anyway. I don't need more stuff. Never, it's fine.
But we like more stuff.
I'd like more stuff. And more stuff will keep the cube stable for when the cat climbs on it, right?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll buy into that. It's nothing
Sherry
fancy,
says,
guys.
I
I'm
opened
literally
them
doing.
all. I'm making a
Yeah.
cardigan with them.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, well.
I did do a little bit of sewing, but it wasn't on anything fun or interesting. I did mending. So I
Mending.
had some stitches pop out of a capri waistband, so I tacked those back down, and I had to replace some hook and eyes for some bras, so I did that. Minor repairs, right? Like I had a pocket open up, so I fixed the pocket, those sorts of ideas, right? So I was
Yeah.
doing that this week. It's not fun, but I meant means my mending baskets clear up, like it's done. I don't have any mending sitting to do, so this week I can work on other stuff, which would be nice. Which would be nice.
Nice.
I want to get I've cut out the waistband for the skirt I'm sewing entirely by hand. And I have it ironed, so it's got the nice crisp folds on it. So I want to lay that out and pleat it up properly, pin it down, and then I want to hand sew my waistband to my skirt because it's one of the second final things I have to do because once the waistband's attached and on, because my zipper is already in, then I'll just have buttons to do for the obviously the top flap of the waistband where there's no zipper.
Hmm.
You need to close that part of the skirt up,
Yeah, yeah.
the little placket flappy bit, and then it's ready for hemming. So I'll hang it, and I'm hoping to have two or three skirts or dresses to the point where they're ready to be hemmed, so I can put them on when mom's in town over the holidays, and I can stand on my coffee table, and mom can hem them for me.
That
So
does
like she
make
can
things
pin
easier.
them, cut them and pin them up, so that I just have to do the hems. So which hemming your own skirts is a treat. It is way easier to just do it with another person.
Yeah. How do you even do it by yourself? Because as soon as you bend over to do anything, that messes up the hem.
You have to know your finished length from your waistband to where you want it to finish, and then you just measure it out flat and do it that way.
Right.
Yeah. Which works really well if you're one of those magical people that can cut a pattern and your ends are level all the way across. I have never managed that once in 20 plus years of sewing.
Cool, cool.
They're always off. I understand that people can do this and it works perfect every time. I am not one of those people. And I also always hang my skirts because I want to make sure there's no bias draping going
Yeah.
on that wonks things up, which will always wonk your hemline anyway. So I need to hang them for at least 24 hours, like give them a wash and hang them to dry to just make sure I'm not having any bias drape go weirdly on me. So there are things I still need to do for the skirts, but I'm slowly, in theory, making progress. In theory. I got a couple summer dresses I started. I need to finish too.
Yeah.
And being the crazy person I am, do you know what a chemise a la reine is?
No. Which means I love
Look it up.
the queen, like a shirt for a queen or something. A royal
They
shirt.
were very, very. It was themed after the common person. Air heavy air quotes. It's a relaxed day gown for like Marie Antoinette, which is
Mm.
one of the ones who made it popular. It's usually made out of white. It's very fluffy, big puffy sleeves with ribbons, very loosey drapey, very 80s. It's like the first round of 80s, 17th century, whatever, it's fine. But I have some very, very sheer black rayon with big floral prints on it. So I'm taking a look at either doing like maybe a chemise around, but only with that black with that big flower print,
That'd be
and then
cool.
obviously a slip underneath because it'll be see through. But I mean, the original one was also see through. After you put on a chemise, a petticoat, a couple of layers of course, you didn't see anything anyway. You were totally covered. But
Yeah.
it's big, it's fluffy, it's got big ruffled necks. Like it's a thing.
Okay. Okay. Sounds like a
because
fun
I've
project.
got 20 yards of this fabric. I bought it on sale when a fabric store was closing, and they offered me the whole bolt for $20. So I took what was left on that bolt, and it was 20 yards.
Okay.
I got a lot
That's
to play
that's a
with.
lot of yards. Yeah. Definitely make something fun with that.
I could make that and probably still have enough left over for a modern style summer dress.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of yardage, you guys. So I'm looking at maybe doing something like that, but like that's a huge project because I don't have a pattern for that. I will probably have to draft a pattern for that, which takes time. And then there's mock-ups that need to be made so everything fits properly. And
Yeah.
so much work.
90% of sewing is not actually sewing. It's not actually sewing
It's
the
it's the
finished thing, it's everything else.
it's everything else. Yeah. Like I'm ready to cut out the half circle skirt and vest from the fabric from last month. But it's gonna take me forever because the only pinking shears I have, and I want the pinking shears, they're better on a woven fabric that will fray, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or right-handed, because they're my mother's pinking shears that I got when my mom stopped sewing. I am left-handed, so I can only cut for so long with pinking shears, and they leave welts in my hand
I
because they're
understand.
the wrong handle.
I understand.
There's some delays. Well, I wanted to make sure that I had pockets for for the circle skirts, so
Mm-hmm.
I have it all laid out and pinned. I just need to cut it. Oh yeah, we're falling asleep now. So I did do a little bit of sewing. It's just it was literally waistband repairs and hook and eye closures and like button
Not
tightening up
exciting
buttonholes
stuff.
and stuff. It's just not exciting stuff, guys.
Practical,
But
important things that are not exciting.
my mending bin is empty,
That is exciting.
which is how I like to end the year. It's like my mending bin is empty. I can start the new year and start putting mending in it in January, and that's fine.
I can do that. I've got a couple things with drop stitches I need to fix.
Yeah, I just feel so good to start the new year with no mending in your mending basket. Ugh. And I mean, I say basket, it's a pile. It's a pile on top of my
Yeah,
grandmother's
whatever.
jewelry
Mine's a
cabinet.
more of a bag.
Yeah, but that's what I've got for things I can talk about because I have secret crafting going on. Don't
Don't
we
we
all?
all?
Don't we all? Yeah, the 15th is this coming Thursday. That pretty much marks the middle of the month.
Mm-hmm.
How's that polar bear coming?
Well, it's secret, so I can't talk about it. I think it's time for not woolly workings. We just did that. Wool gathering. I stayed up until 4 a.m. doing coding problems last night, and it was really fun, but I have regrets now.
Are you
I'm
beginning to
tired.
realize you're no longer 18?
Yeah, I had pizza for dinner and then stayed up till 4 a.m. doing coding problems, and I am not 22.
No, you are not, ma'am.
This is what I've learned. I am not 22.
You are not 22.
I am, in fact, nearly 32.
Yeah, your body's gonna stop being okay with you doing that.
Yeah, I have some regrets. Anyway, it
Sometimes.
was important to figure out which monkey was being the most annoying stealing my stuff. It was very
Uh-huh.
important. Anyway, wool gathering. I need my word for the day to work into the Patreon.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
currently looking up your words here. Or more specifically, I'm looking for the message that had the words. Pint.
pint?
Pint, like a pint of beer.
Like a pint of beer. Okay. Pint. I don't know where I'm gonna put that one in.
That's not my problem.
No, no, it's not. It's my problem.
Oh man, did I
Oh, yeah,
mess up?
Les is still in university, so Eliza saying still loving that life with the staying up late and yeah. I like it in the moment, but I don't like it after when I have to, you know, be a grown up with obligations. Then it sucks.
It's harder.
Okay, if you would like to financially support these shenanigans, you may do so at patreon.com/northernitspodcast. Any level of support gets you access to our Patreon-only Discord server. I'm distracting myself with the little picture over there of me going like this, but on like a 10-second delay. What was I saying? Patreon-only Discord, where we're active at all hours of the day and the night, enabling each other into starting all the things and cheering when we finish all the things. And then sometimes we hang out and do chatting and crafting or gaming while we drink a pint of tea.
Well done.
The next Patreon hangout to that end
Is this Saturday?
is going to be, this Saturday, the 17th at noon Manitoba time. And I think that's all the Patreon dates coming up.
Oh, there's many things coming up.
Well, there's many things coming up, but I don't think they're
Specifically
to Patreon.
It's the only Patreon one we've got left for the year, yes.
There's many other things coming up. Should I talk about the many other things coming up?
Sure. Do you want me to finish up the Patreon stuff?
Oh yeah, go for it. I'm so tired. I'm just gonna be over here with my toes to my eggnog.
As always, we super understand that budgets are a real life thing. If you cannot financially support us, please interact with us on social media. Like, subscribe, comment, and share with us what you guys are working on so we can participate with you guys that way and enable ourselves into get more cast-ons. Because I don't have enough. We do have some live events and stuff coming up, just as a general sort of public thing. This coming Thursday, which will be the 15th, I will be doing the mid-month motivation with Louise on her channel, Wildflower and Wool, which will be 6:30 Manitoba time, 7:30 Ontario time. And that is not a check-in. That is, so there's no secret revealing. But we sit and discuss, given that we're this close to Christmas at this point. Days, people. We're like days.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, you're not that far from Christmas for a lot of people. Even shorter if you celebrate Hanukkah or the solstice. Your Christmas is going to be even quicker. Woohoo! So we've got that going on. Odds are good we'll be talking about holiday stuff. That's just sort of how it goes. We thought once to have, like questions and comments for it, but we have never had a problem finding something to discuss for those things. Besides the Patreon live on Saturday, most Wednesdays this month, you will be seeing a State of the Whip update from either me or Diana. This Wednesday is my first State of the Whip update. We have upcoming, as I cough, woohoo, the last few lives. We will be live every Sunday this month except for Christmas Day. We will be live Boxing Day instead because Diana's doing family stuff.
I will, in fact, be doing family stuff with a house full of people.
That is a thing. So, nope, we'll be live on the Boxing Day instead. We're also going to do... Are we doing that on YouTube?
Doing which on YouTube?
The sprints.
Whip sprints? Yeah, I figure we'll just keep it on YouTube.
So I think we agreed on the 28th. This is what happens with ideas, guys. Somebody mentioned something. We latch onto it.
The 29th, the Thursday.
29th, the Thursday. And then I try to structure it somehow. So on the 29th, we're going to be doing some whip sprints here on the YouTube, which means for 25-minute intervals, we're going to work on a whip.
And then 5-minute break, and then 25 minutes on a different whip.
On a different whip for at least 2 hours. So, like, book your time, guys. We're expecting to be at least 2 hours at this, which I'm excited for. I'm already thinking about what whips to work on.
I'm going to go for some finishes. Maximize finishes.
Maximize finishes? We need to find some music we can play in the background that's royalty-free.
Yes.
Some good crafting music. So that needs to happen too. On the, oh gosh, there's so much going on. Was it the Sunday's the 1st? So were we doing the 31st or the 30th for the bingo card wrap up? I don't remember.
We never actually decided.
Cool. Would you like to do a New Year's Eve bingo card wrap up?
Sure.
Okay. Why not? We're
Let
going to
me
be
put that in
live
my calendar.
a lot the last week of the year. Though the 31st. And I mean, I say New Year's Eve, it'll be noon Manitoba time. New Year's Eve day?
Uh, sure. New Year's Eve afternoon.
Yeah.
The
We'll
afternoon of
do
New Year's Eve.
we'll do a bingo card wrap up from this year and talk about what's on our bingo cards for next year. Poke, poke, Diana, do your bingo card.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday, the 1st of January, will be our monthly live podcast. It'll be the last of the weekly lives. We'll go back to the monthly live format. And it'll also be the podcast anniversary cast on party. So come prepared with your cast ons to help start celebrating our 6th anniversary of podcasting.
I think I figured out what I'm going to make.
Okay, that's good. Do you have your excuses all lined up for when we podcast of the 21st and you're not done the 4 cardigan?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
The excuse engine usually sputters to life a day or two before.
Okay, good. So like schedule. That's what's important here. Uh, I will probably do a Christmas Day cast on because I can and nobody's going to stop me. I'll probably post on Instagram. I tend to chill Christmas Day. There's never really a lot going on for me. Let's be honest, guys. I hang out with Asa in Zoom. It's what we do. It's our thing. And that's probably what's also going to happen this year for me. So I will have a Christmas Day cast on. I will make sure it's posted on social media so everybody else can see what I'm casting on for fun Christmas Day. So I think that's it for the lives at the moment.
I think that's everything.
I think that's everything. Oh, which is good because that's a lot.
Asa's going to be in Sweden for New Year's afternoon.
Yes.
But Christmas Day is on.
Yeah. Well, that's not my fault. That sounds like a personal problem, Asa.
Oh hey, we're doing a live episode. That means I can subject you to random trivia questions.
You can. I'm never going to remind you, but if you remember and chat remembers, you certainly can.
Okay.
I'm going to fail at these. Oh, boy.
I have a science question for you.
Oh, God.
What was Marie Curie's husband's name?
I have no idea.
I also actually don't know.
Mr. Curie? No, yeah,
Pierre.
he'd be Mr. Curie because Pierre. He'd be Mr. Curie because she would have taken his name when they got married. But I have no idea. His name is Pierre. I don't know.
Oh, that's American history. Hang on.
That's hit and
Here's
miss.
a general knowledge question.
Oh boy.
What year did Google first release the Chrome web browser?
It would have to be early 90s.
I actually don't know the answer to this one, but I feel like it happened when I was in university, which makes it circa 2010,
Chrome?
2012.
Was it that late? Chrome's been around for a while.
It has been around for a while, but I'm pretty certain
Chrome has got to be older than Chrome has got to be older than 20 years. Chrome has to be older than 20 years. The Apple phone is like 20 years old. Chrome totally had to have happened before Apple.
Oh, also says it's around 2010. Let's find out. 2008. It was older than I thought.
It's younger than I thought because I thought 90s. God, that was shortly after I left high school.
Around 2010 was not bad.
Yeah, good guess.
There's another Pierre question. Pierre is the capital of which U.S. state? I have no idea. I'm not actually asking you this. I just thought it was funny that it was Pierre. It's South Dakota, in case you're wondering.
South Dakota's
Pierre is the capital of South Dakota.
Pierre. See, things like that might stick in my head.
All right. History question. Which
Okay.
pioneer of modern nursing had a cat called Bismarck?
I don't know. Did you not hear what I
But
said?
there's
I
a
was
cat.
reading postdoctoral work on medieval culture. That's about as recent as I get with any sort of regularity. I have no idea.
It was Florence Nightingale had a cat called
Okay,
Bismarck.
sure, why
Yeah, there's
not?
not a lot on the medieval history
Which is, fair.
on this particular one. Maybe I can find one that's random trivia, random medieval history trivia.
Who knows? And even then, I might get a lot of it wrong.
Oh, there's discussion about the Chrome stuff. Okay. Firefox pre 2010, yeah. Yeah, me too. I was very much Firefox until I was introduced to Chrome. And then the iPhone came out in like 2006, which sounds about right. I feel like that was late high school. And we had Internet Explorer and Netscape.
I give up. I've done something wrong with the stitch pattern. I'll have to look at it in a hot second.
Oh no.
I don't know, guys. I graduated high school in 2001. I don't like chatboard walls, and I never really used internet till my vision started to fade. I was interested in it.
The internet's so great.
Unless it involved archive sites or sending and receiving emails with digital information for documentation that I couldn't see in person because I don't live in Europe. I didn't care. I got Facebook when Facebook was new because it was the thing everybody was doing. I still don't use it correctly, and I still don't use it as much as other people do. I still don't fully understand it.
That's probably okay. Why am I finding it so difficult to find the books that I've read this month?
It's because it's middle of the month. We don't have to talk about our books.
Oh, there, yeah, right. I'm like, last episode we're talking about books. Oh, well, never mind then. It's not the end of the month. I don't have to talk about books. I'm so tired. It's a live episode. It must be the end of the month. Tomorrow's January, right?
Uh-huh.
We skipped Christmas.
That would be today would be January at that point. Today will be January
That's
when we
true.
talk
Yeah,
about books.
we're done, right? It's January.
It's not done.
I woke up today and it's suddenly winter again, and we're doing a live episode. It must be January because it's properly winter now.
Really candied walnuts, guys.
Liza, I remember using the internet for a second grade project, but only used one website. It was on anemones. How much could a 7-year-old find? I remember Ask Jeeves. That was like
Yeah, I remember Ask Jeeves.
Google.
Yeah.
I remember doing some elementary school projects pre-Google.
We still had keyboarding class when I went to high school. With the teaching to type skills.
I did a little bit of that in junior high.
Wasn't a
But
thing
I
in junior
had
high.
full-on computer science in high school.
We did, but I never took it. I took futures in business and newspaper instead. It's like I was on the newspaper committee for the high school newspaper, and I took futures in business. Though weirdly, your TA for high school, like the teacher you talked to when you had to deal with stuff, was the computer science teacher. And you could never find him unless it was class time. Don't know where he went. He was so notorious for it. I could be late for class. I'd just say my TA is teacher, and they'd be like, yeah, okay. And I never got in trouble because that is how notoriously difficult he was to find between classes.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's it. We have a whole week episode done and in the books.
I used the first Mac computer for my thesis. Oh man. That's some ancient.
The first. Yeah, like I remember when Doom first came out. The original Doom. My dad got it. We played it. I was a kid.
I mean, I was probably around for it. I just didn't. It wasn't a thing in my life.
I was in elementary school. late elementary school. It had to be before, because we moved down south the first year I was in junior high, so it had to be before I was in grade 7.
On Yahoo groups? Man, what went on in Yahoo groups? Never used those.
Oh man, what was
I
this thing
vaguely
that everybody
remember
talks about?
forums.
Nostalgia. What was that MSN thing? No,
MSN
MySpace.
Messenger?
MSN Messenger, no, MySpace pages.
Oh,
Never
yes.
had one of those. I never did that.
That was the thing in like junior high, early high school. It was
Wasn't
all
interested in it.
about like what music you had playing, who was in like your top 7 friends. Like that was it was a big deal.
Nope. Wasn't a thing for me.
It was also a lot of people's first introduction to coding because you could get into the website code and like make little things trail after your mouse or like make it snow or whatever.
Wasn't a thing for me.
And they all looked like to absolutely terrible because we all had like the tiled backgrounds with the stuff falling and like it took forever to render because we were trying to make these computers do way more graphics than they could.
Not a thing. Wasn't a thing I was interested in, so I didn't do it for a lot of years. Unless I needed it for research for stuff in university, and that didn't happen till well into my 20s. Wasn't a thing for me.
No, computers are life.
No. But I mean, it took me forever to get a BlackBerry. Then it took
Never had a
forever for me to move to
BlackBerry.
took forever for me to move to a smartphone. I still miss my BlackBerry. I still miss the QWERTY keyboard. I am not a fan of the screen keyboard.
I do miss my LG Rumor that it was one of the candy bar ones that the keyboard slid out sideways, like you turned it
Yup.
so that it was widthwise and that yeah, I could touch type on that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss my QWERTY
I do
keyboard. I
miss
miss my
that.
BlackBerry. Yeah. I don't I am not nostalgic when I upgrade my phones now. I'm not nostalgic when I upgrade my phones now. I definitely was when I first started getting phones. Like from the flip phone to the BlackBerry, it took me a long time to get over having no flip. Because I loved my flip phone and I loved my BlackBerry, but I am indifferent about touchscreens, which I use a lot. Okay. I use tech a lot more now than I ever have. Fairly indifferent to it at this point.
Well, it's like
Nostalgia.
just it's how the world works now.
But I held on to my PlayStation 2 for a long time before I sold it. I in fact sold it to your brother-in-law. It's a fully functioning PlayStation 2 with an assortment of games.
That's
It's
gotta be
because
good for some nostalgia.
he's got the old TV. Like he's got not the flat screen, like old school fat TV where there's
Yeah,
depth to the TV.
that's good for some
That's
nostalgia.
that's exactly. I was like, I can't play it on the newer TV screens because the resolution's too high. I'm like, but I've got a bunch of old games, some of which you can't get anymore. And I'm like, and some of them are high collector games, but I wanted them to go to a good home, so I didn't care. Like, but you could plug it in and play. So he's got it because I mean, he also has his like he still has his tape cassette recorder, I think. No, his old CD player, his old CD Walkman.
Oh gosh, I definitely don't have mine.
He has his old CD Walkman, but he's got like his Switch and stuff. His like his Nintendo Game Boy thing. He's still got all the original stuff, so it's safe there in his house, and it's not in mine, and that's the
Yep.
important part. What I do have to get to him is I finally found my manual for the PlayStation 2 because I still have the manual. I need to give him the manual so he's got it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was in here somewhere, and it sure showed up eventually. What this if we've divulged into tech talk. Okay, I'm gonna go do some secret crafting because oh my god, it's almost the middle of the month.
Everyone chats being nostalgic about various tech and
It's
also
fun.
just angry at touchscreens. I don't mind
There's one
touchscreens; they're okay. But I do. I
one
want the flippy
application
touchscreen phone. I want that.
one application of touchscreen that I have enjoyed, and that is the computer. They're usually only in the all-in-one computers.
Mm.
I would love to have it So you can have touchscreen, just touchscreen monitors, like flat touchscreen monitors. Big ones, guys, because I use a television as my monitor. It's quite large. Because
Hmm.
then I don't have to track my mouse. When I had a touch screen, if I wanted to do something, I could just touch the screen because I could still see where it was I wanted to go, but I can't always see my mouse. But yeah, I miss QWERTY keyboards. What I hate even more than the lack of QWERTY keyboards, no more freaking phone jack. Like there's no more headphone jacks on phones,
I know.
which I hate
We were
even more than the
we were
lack of
cleaning out
keyboard.
the room yesterday, and I found, I don't know how this made the move, but I have a pair of speakers that flip open, and like the sound quality is.
Yeah.
But and they work by headphone jack, and like nothing has a headphone jack anymore, so I don't
Nope.
know what I'm gonna do with these things because like they work, but
You don't use them, so there's no
they're
point
not
keeping them.
they're not useful. But like I don't
Yeah.
they work, so I don't want to just like throw it out.
Recycle it.
But it still works.
It's tech recycling. If you haven't used it in the last 8 months and it's sat in a box and it is not strictly a seasonal decoration or a craft
I
supply,
honestly I don't know how it even made the move out here. So
it
now I
it
guess I
just
still
get it
have to deal
recycled.
with it.
Just recycle it. Just recycle
I probably should.
it. Just recycle it. Just recycle it. We could be pulled apart for constituent parts, and it might help prevent one piece of tech being fully pulled from new pieces. It's a thing, guys.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's a
that's
thing.
a later problem.
You put it away somewhere so you don't have to think about it.
Well, I mean, that's what I've done with it so far. Oh,
Okay,
Catherine's saying I could get a converter. I think
you
I
can, but you
might
wouldn't you
have
wouldn't
one.
use it
I no,
if
that's
you
true. I
put it
wouldn't because I
away.
just use Bluetooth. Because these
Yeah,
speakers predate Bluetooth.
yeah, you would just put it away and not use it. So it's not serving a
I'm
purpose. It's
not
not
going.
serving a
Yeah, I know. I
function.
know. I'm not going to use it. I shouldn't still have it. I should have
You
gotten rid of
shouldn't
these
still
things
have it. You
years ago.
should have
I don't
recycled
know
it
why I
years
still
ago.
have them. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah. We're really bad. All of us are really bad for keeping stuff that does not serve an actual purpose. We're we're all
Like, oh, I'll
we
deal
all
with this
share
later. I'll just put
hoarding
this in my
tendencies.
box, and I'll deal with this
With it
later.
later.
And later never
Yeah.
comes.
Later never comes. I know I'm sitting on a box of Warhammer bits. I don't create Warhammer from bits. I don't make models from bits. I'm not that hardcore of a modeler or crafter. That's not the interest I have in the game. I really just need to bag the bits and give them to the guys who will happily take them and use them. They need to leave my space. They need to leave my space. The first time we're meeting up in January, the bits are going with me and they're not coming home.
Good
I
call.
don't need that clutter in my life. And all it does is make me feel bad because my space is messy because it's not organized. It's not organized and I've got stuff sitting there to do and I don't do anything with it, which just
Mm-hmm.
it's just not healthy. So like it's gotta go. Same with my books. Like I have to let go of the last of my printed books. I have to. I just have to.
Liz says,
They
as
got
someone who's cleaning my parents' house, get rid of them. I have a basement
get
full
rid
of,
of it.
but it's still good.
Yeah, and we all do. We all have a box or a drawer or a basement or a room just full of stuff that we won't get rid of because it could potentially serve a purpose.
But it's never
Unless you're
going to.
It's never going to unless you're going back in there. Like my mom's got a box of Halloween craft supplies. She goes in it every year. So it makes sense to have it. But we don't
If you do
exceed.
actually use it, absolutely. But
Yeah.
if
If
it's
you're
been
not using it,
5, 10, 15 years and you're like, oh,
you're
what's
not
in this
using it.
box?
You're
You
not
don't
using
need
it.
what's in the box. Whatever's
You
in
don't
the
need
box,
it.
you do not need it.
You don't need it. Let it go.
I found a box that I'm like, I literally have no idea what's in this box. And I opened the box and I looked at it and I'm like, I still don't know what's in this box.
Let it go.
So, like, I'm gonna go through it to find out which trash bin to put this stuff in.
The stuff in. Yeah, because that's what it is, right? Like, well, it's my sister. She's got so much of the niece's stuff from when she was little. And she's just hanging on to it. I'm like, your kid does not want this. And if your kid decides to have kids when she's older, she's not going to want her baby stuff. She's going to want her own baby stuff for her baby.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you hanging on to this?
I think it's harder for the parents to get rid of the kids' stuff. But
No,
memories.
no. My mom gave me a file folder. It was this thick. That was everything she kept from elementary and high school. Just a couple of random yearbooks, maybe 4 or 5 report cards. That was it. For the course of my entire elementary school and high school education. Fit in a file folder.
Okay.
And she added photos.
Most parents, obviously not your parents,
Not
apparently,
mine. Not
but
mine.
many parents have that
I
problem.
mean, and there's a difference. I still have my baby blanket. I don't have my baby clothes. I have a baby blanket.
Oh yeah, like I have my favorite stuffed animals.
I
Lana
I
shows
have
up.
the little
No, that's
silver
it.
cup that was given to me for my christening. Like, I have bits and bobs. I don't have everything. I did not keep my high school yearbooks. Did not keep my high school yearbooks. Those are gone. For what purpose?
I don't know. I don't mind high school yearbooks as long as it's like it's just
How
a
often do you
yearbook.
open them up and look at them? Like, what joy does it bring
Well,
you?
I mean, never.
Yeah,
Maybe like once 10 years ago. But
yeah.
it's like it's so thin as opposed to like I may have in that box where I'm like, what even is this? I may have found a binder from high school.
Oh God, yes.
I don't
I
know. There's a
digitized.
binder. It might be from high school. I don't know.
I
It
did
might be. It
digitize.
might be my binder from high school of bad fanfic. It might
Possible.
actually be a treasure.
I did digitize all of my university stuff. So technically I have kept those things, but they're a couple of digital files. Same with like CDs. I got rid of all of my CDs with the exclusions of ones that I bought from the artists because they sold the albums to me directly. So like where they only made 200 and sold them after a thing. Those I kept.
Yeah. You're not gonna find those again.
But I absolutely let all the rest of it go. All gone.
Yeah, I don't have any of my CDs or anything anymore.
I feel so good for it. I feel so good for doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
There's gonna be
good.
some purging happening.
Oh, oh,
It'll be good.
feels so good. So feels so. Now again, I still have multiples of some things that I probably don't need. Right behind me. There's a lot. There's a lot I should be doing.
Eh. But it's yarn. It's for podcast content.
I don't do it everywhere. I just try to keep on top of it in places where it's fine. Like we were talking the other day on the Patreon, like I have no cookie cutters, guys. There are 0 cookie cutters in this apartment.
I got more cookie
I
cutters today. I got more dinosaurs.
I don't I don't make shaped cookies. They just come off the spoons.
I haven't made cookie cutter cookies in so long, but I have all these dinosaur cookie cutters now, so I might have to.
Well, I mean, I put in a request for some. Will I eat shaped cookies? Oh yeah, I just won't make them.
It's fair.
But guys, I buy shortbread instead of making shortbread cookies because I don't want to make shortbread cookies. I just want to eat shortbread cookies. Oh well. No, I need to craft. I need to phone my mummy
Yep.
because Dad has
And
changed the
Chad
plans
is
this week.
pretty much universally saying, get rid of your stuff. As someone who's clearing out their parents' house, please, please get rid of the stuff.
It is a freaking nightmare. It is a freaking nightmare.
And yes, dinosaur cookies need to happen.
It is a freaking nightmare. Do not do that to the people you love. Do not keep excessive amounts of stuff because we're not sorting it when you're gone. We're just
Trying
pitching
not
it.
to. I'm trying.
As somebody got to watch my dad
Not
go through cleaning,
succeeding, but trying.
clean, watch Dad go through cleaning his grandmother's condo when she passed away, and watching Grandpa try to get Grandma down to a reasonable amount. My grandma passed away, what, 4 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been married?
4 years? In a bit?
Yeah, so like 3 years. 3 years, because you went for your honeymoon. Was it your honeymoon just after your wedding, or was it like a year after your wedding?
It was the following spring.
Which
In
was following
2019.
spring. So my grandmother's been gone for 3 years. My grandpa is still getting rid of her stuff.
My dad's mom passed away like 15 years ago, and they've still got a bunch of her stuff in the basement.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Your family will not thank you. They will not thank you.
I've got some river stuff now, actually.
They will not thank you. And do you use it?
Well, it's like decorative stuff that actually goes really well in this house. So I mean, yes, as much as one uses a decorative item.
Yeah. And again, like seasonal stuff or decoration stuff, like that's a little different because those change and sometimes you only see them once a year. Like I'm not going to get rid of my Christmas tree ornaments because I only pull
No,
them out once a
no.
year. I only have my tree up once a year.
It's the box next to the Christmas decorations that you haven't opened in 3 years.
That's the sort of stuff that you don't even, it's open it up, see what bin it belongs in, and that's it. You don't keep any of it because you've already proven
You don't need it.
scientifically
Yeah.
through much rigorous testing. Yeah, don't need any of the stuff in that box.
Yeah.
I know Mr. B's getting more magic cards because I found more. I'm like, nope, I don't collect them anymore, and I don't draft. I just play with him and the boys, so I'm not keeping them.
Yep.
But it will cause him pain if I just pitched them.
Well, here
And
they're
it'll
your
be
problem now.
either you want them or they're going in the garbage. Your
There
choice.
was a
Either you
crow
take
like
them
right immediately. It like almost hit the window.
or I executively file them. What would you prefer? All right, guys, have a good day. I will see everybody on Wednesday with the state of the whip. We'll see how that goes for me. I'm invested. I need to see what's in the box. Dinah's Tupperware.
Yep.
Oh, I need part two. I need part two. What I need to do is go back and watch last year's once your part two comes up and note how many of these things you've kept and not worked on for over a year so I can tease you about it.
Yes, given this discussion about getting rid of things.
Oh, trust me, there was when I was doing my state of the whip, there was a lot of me going, no, I'm not going to finish this. It's done. It's ripped. That's it. That's it. It's out. I'm finished.
Susanna, State of the Whip, pre-recorded, is going up on Wednesday, and then
yes.
Thursday is the Live with Louise.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll see everybody live on Thursday, and then we'll see everybody again this coming Sunday. Patreon people, we'll see you on Saturday.
Okay. Cool.
We out. Would you like an outro?
Oh yeah, we should do that.
So until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit.